Hello, beautiful friends from around the world. I'm Carolee, and here I help to bring you clarity through life's toughest challenges and greatest joys. Cleanse the area a little bit. Today we're doing a pick a card reading. What do you need to know for the next 30 days? I was going to do a 2024 reading, but then I just thought, you know what, let's keep it simple. Let's stay focused on, the short term instead of the long term because too many big things can happen in a year, right? So let's look at the next 30 days, but also with this sort of focus on what is coming in for you in 2024. What do you need to know about 2024? How can you set yourself up for 2024, and then anything else that Spirit has for us and for you today. I'm really excited to bring this message for you. In a second, I'm going to show you the overhead shot of these cards. I have four piles here for you to choose from. And when you're ready, take a look. And when you're ready, choose the pile that resonates with you the most. In the description box below, the timestamp is there, and you can click on the timestamp, and it'll take you right to your reading. I look forward to seeing you there. Pile number one. All right. I'm going for pile number one. You chose this card. Card number 22. The meaning is in the middle. Memento mori. Life, presence, death. Wow. That's such an intense card, don't you guys think? Like, oh my goodness. The meaning is in the middle. Memento mori. Life, presence, death. Number 22. I just had to go through it again. So 4 could be significant for you, the number 22 or 222 or 2222, 2222. A 22 is definitely a significant number. It's about manifestations and connections, connection to your higher self, connection to the divine, connection to, soul families, manifestations, miracles as well. The meaning is in the middle. Life, presence, death. How can you be more present in your life? How can you be more present and focus on the miracles that are already existing in your life in order to bring in more, manifestations? And if you look at it in terms of shamanism, right, we have the Middle Earth or the middle ground, we have the underworld, Middle Earth, and then like what it's called, like what they call it is like the higher ups or the oh my god, it'll come to me. But and then we have the east and the west, but like the north and this and like the underworld and but the middle ground is where we're at. It's where we're here on this physical plane is in the middle. We're all meeting here in different bodies in the middle, right? So what is it about your life and how can you be more present? How can you be more present in your life? How can you be more in the moment? How can you work with mindfulness to feel stable within yourself in order to bring about the changes that you want to see? Um, how can you experience more depth in this present moment? How can you feel all of the emotions that humans experience and feel? How can you feel those emotions? Um, and find beauty in all of them, good, bad, ugly, crying, all that kind of stuff. How can you bring more? And this is like, how can you bring all these blessings into your life? The next 30 days, I think that's your focus, is shifting your focus from outwardly to inwardly, but specifically being present in this moment, in this life, in the right now. How can you find blessings everywhere that you look? around you, even when things aren't working out for you, even when things feel hard, even when things feel challenging, even when you feel stuck. How can you look around and look at the blessings, even if you start really, really, really small, and make a list of the most mundane things. I have a bed to sleep in. Some days, when I'm feeling extra sassy and, emotional and tired and disconnected and discombobulated, I'm hearing it's better for me. I know if I'm writing in my journal or writing down the things that I'm grateful for, just speaking to God, source, spirit, energy, thank you so much for my home. Thank you so much for having a warm, safe space to sleep at night. Thank you so much for my daughter, bringing her into my life. Thank you for the food that I have. Thank you for my cat, that came into my life suddenly this summer. Thank you for my dog, who also, the way that she came into my life is sort of synchronistic, and like I love her and appreciate her. So the little things, how can you appreciate the little things? Thank you for my family. Thank you for the healing work that's being done within my family, within the generations. Thank you for leading me to this moment so that I could use this moment to ascend and become and align and all that stuff. Seven of Cups came out. So there could be a lot of daydreaming that you're doing about different possibilities in your life, about blessings that you want to bring into your life, about manifestations that you want to see in your life. You're sort of like daydreaming, in this like whimsical. Um, okay, I wasn't really asking a question, so I'm not going to take those cards. I'm just going to pile number one, Spirit. Next 30 days in 2024, but the next 30 days or so and into 2024, what can pile number one, what do you want them to know for the next 30 days, or at least, leading into 2024? The Fool, new beginnings, being really open-minded, I'm hearing, about the things that are coming into your life, or the things that you want to come into your life, looking at blessings and asking spirit, source, energy, the universe, to align you to your highest timeline, or bring you onto your highest timeline, or um, show you what's really meant for you. Sometimes we try to manifest things that are so almost too specific, and it depends on you and your manifestation style and what it is that you want. Everybody's different, right? And if you look at human design, and I can't remember the part in it on the graph, it's like the arrows at the top, the type of manifester that you are. Some people are very specific manifestors and do better at laying out like the very specifics of what they want, and other people are more like me. I'm more general, and my manifestations work better when I'm a little more general and I'm just focusing on asking for my highest my highest timeline, the best for everybody. What can be manifested for the highest good of all in this situation, not just you, not just me, but like the good of everybody. And I find that when I focus on that, then things come to me a lot faster. And I can be specific. I like scripting as part of my manifestation practice. It's one of my favorites, and it works most effective for me because it's very easygoing, loosey goosey, right? Like I can just script and pretend, like not pretend, but like talk about things that have as if they've already happened in my life. Like, thank you, God, thank you, universe, for bringing me this X, Y, Z, and then I mix things that have already happened, things that I've already manifested, things that I have in my life with things that I want, but I talk about them as if they're already here. And I say, thank you for this. And in a very casual way, as if I'm having a conversation, and as if that it's actually happened. And I find that really helps me manifest a lot faster for me, especially when it's like a bigger thing. So I think that being open-minded is really important for you. Move that over, handle over a bit. Oh, that's too many cards. The next 30 days. We're asking about the next 30 days. I'm hearing don't lose hope. So I have these cards here. And this is something very specific. So we're talking about different manifestation styles. And I think that Spirit is also talking about keeping an open mind with the Fool there, but also being like expecting positive things to come about. Like a little naive, child. Not that children are completely naive, but just feeling like expecting the best to happen instead of expecting the worst, focusing on the good, focusing on like, what if things did work out? What if the universe did catch you? What if you were fully supported in everything that you ever wanted to do and achieve and experience? What if you just leapt and let the universe catch you and let the universe carry you towards your goals, effortlessly? And when I say effortlessly, it doesn't mean that you're not putting any effort in. It just means that you are um, living your life in alignment every single day, every single moment, every single job, every single task feels like a meditation, feels like it's in perfect alignment with you. You feel good doing it. You feel like it's right, you know? That's what effortless is when it comes to manifestations. It's not forced. When you when you're, like Abraham Hicks says, when you're tapped in, tuned in, turned on to the universe, to source, to your alignment, to your higher self, it doesn't feel forced. Everything that you do every single moment of every single day feels like alignment. It feels good. It feels, it doesn't have to feel like, oh my God, I feel ecstatic and overjoyed and all these like high emotions, but it feels just natural, if that makes sense. Okay, so I said that piece, and the reason I'm saying that is because for some of you, you might be spending too much time up in the ethers, right? Out in the my cat is destroying my plant, like holly plant. Hold on. Whiskers, stop it. I'm like sitting down on the floor on this table and I can't easily just get up to get him. Whiskers, Whiskers, stop. Oh my gosh. Okay. Side note, I have been trying to record these videos all day. Like I've recorded a few hours worth of videos and then they just didn't feel right and I wanted to be focused and do this after Aria went to bed. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this, and I set it up, and just today is just kind of a mess. It's kind of a messy feeling. And I feel okay inside, but like things around me feel like they're like a ball of yarn is just like unwinding but then getting stuck, when the yarn gets kind of like not knotted but a little stuck, you have to kind of like, anyway, that's how I feel today. That's the mood. That's the mood. Okay, so the reason why I think they wanted me to go through that story about like expecting the best instead of expecting the worst and keeping an open mind, because you never know what's actually coming for you, especially when you're trying to manifest just something that's for your highest good and let the universe surprise you. And even if you are manifesting something specific, it's always interesting how sometimes it comes in the most unexpected ways when you detach from the outcome, and then you can be surprised by like, oh my God, I got exactly what I wanted, not exactly in the way that I thought it would happen, but I got what I wanted, and I'm so grateful for that. So I think that's kind of the mood in the next 30 days. Kind of let go, trust that you have done the work that you need to do in order to manifest the things that you want, and focus more on being present in the now, in this human body, in this world, right now. um, how can you engage with life in a different way that will bring you joy, that will bring you happiness, that will make you feel good about yourself? And it doesn't mean, um, and that doesn't mean like going and buying something for yourself, although that could be something. Or, the doing is the doing of the things that you think that you need to be doing in order to feel good, but you still don't feel fulfilled. Most of the time, those things that you're trying to fill your time with because you think that you should is not actually aligned with who you are, what you want to be doing, or and so you're doing it because you think that you should be doing it, but it doesn't feel good. It's not fulfilling. You don't feel fulfilled because that's not actually the thing that is meant for you. You're just filling time because that's what you think that you should be doing. So that's a whole other, that's another story. So focusing on the moment, on being present, on making yourself feel good, however that really does feel good for you, and be honest with yourself. And focus on the blessings that you already have. Daydream a little bit. Expect the best instead of expecting the worst. And then, so this is going into a little bit of specifics here. So we have Four of Swords. Usually the cards go the other way, but I think it's going to go. Which way do you guys want me to put them down? It's just that the Four of Swords is at the bottom, so I think I'm gonna go this way. Four of Swords, because I have this feeling that it's more like this. You guys can't really see. Anyways, my cat is crazy right now. He's whiskers. Do I see him? Is he in the shot? And yes, I do still have my Christmas tree up. I love Christmas. I love Christmas trees. So it's going to be up for at least another week, and then maybe we'll take it down. Okay, so Nine of Cups, the Four of Swords. So focusing on blessings and rest, taking care of yourself, nurturing yourself. Seven of Cups to the Two of Cups. Some of you might be trying to manifest a partner or a relationship, perhaps. This could also talk about being in alignment. I sometimes look at the Two of Cups as being in alignment with yourself, with your soul, working in tandem, working in partnership with your soul, with your higher self, with your inner child, maybe, right? And then the Fool to the Seven of Wands. This is like trying to stay in that optimistic mood vibe. And not that you have to be like toxic positivity. If you're having a bad day, have a bad day. If you're feeling sad, feel sad. That's cool. But defend your, what am I trying to say? Defend your naivete. I don't know. That doesn't make sense. No, I guess it does. Um, you know, Other people might be looking at you like you're crazy for wanting this thing, wanting this blessing, wanting this career, wanting this lifestyle with the Nine of Cups over here. Um, wanting a life of leisure, wanting a life of luxury, right? Some people might be looking at you like you're crazy. You have to work your butt off for that, or whatever. I'm not saying that you don't have to work hard, but I'm just saying like you have this maybe dream of your life of how you want to live it, how you want to show up, how you want to be, how you want to feel in your everyday life. Um, and maybe you've been living a little bit in the clouds, right? And it's almost like you've been living in the clouds or living in the shadow world or the underworld, living on high, living on low, like really to the extreme. And spirit wants you to kind of neutralize a little bit and just focus on the now, focus on the present, focus on what you can do to feel good in your body, in this human self right now, in this moment, in this world, with all this stuff going on, right? With all the tower moments going on around you. How can you stabilize your emotions? How can you stabilize yourself? How can you get extra rest when you need it? Um, right, it could be that, and there could be also be people feeling like this relationship that you're trying to manifest, you've been dreaming of and wanting and hoping for. People might be, and you might feel like you're a little bit naive, but spirit's saying be open-minded and ask other people to be open-minded around you, and other people might be trying to bring this down and tell you that this person's not right for you. um, but with the Seven of Wands here, it's like don't let other people distract you your from your heart's desire. Don't let them make you feel or doubt yourself for wanting these things and for believing these things and wishing for these things to happen. um, and yeah, don't let anybody distract you with the Seven of Wands. Don't let anybody distract you from like taking that leap of faith. Taking that leap of faith is really important for you right now with the Fool card and the Seven of Wands underneath of it. Take that leap of faith. And then the universe is going to reward you at the end of all of that with the Ace of Pentacles, whatever that is, of reward for your efforts, for your faith, for your belief in yourself, for not letting anybody distract you or deter you from going after what it is that you want to go after, from believing that the universe is going to catch you if you leap and take this leap of faith. So it's a very general message. I was going to look at it in terms of when I first pulled this second line down here, I was thinking, I was sort of thinking of a specific relationship person, maybe somebody that you are a little bit confused about for some of you. Two of Wands popping out there, right? Some sort of conversation or negotiation or a partnership agreement or discussion or a view, right? Different perception. With the Seven of Cups to the Two of Cups is maybe having a shift in perception about relationships. Maybe you might be having a shift in perception about relationships in general, about what you want. in a relationship, in a partnership, you might be writing down lists. I'm seeing some of you writing down lists of things that you want in a partnership. Even manifesting, when, if you, let's say you do the scripting work, when you're doing that scripting, um, you know, recently I've been like, thank you, God, for my partner. And these are the qualities that they have. And I listed out, and like, he's so this and he's so that. And this is what our relationship's like, and blah, 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 blah. And, and that's something that the Fool 2.0 just popped out. Right. So having this change of perception. There's so many ways to look at this. It really depends on your situation. But because we have the Four of Swords and the Two of Cups coming in after that, it could be that there's somebody that you're thinking about and dreaming about and wishing about and wondering about that hasn't been around for a really long time. Right? With the Four of Swords, you guys took a break or something and you haven't been talking, but now there's this like possibility of renegotiating a soul contract or a partnership agreement, or I mean, it could be work. I don't really, but it's like with the Fool 2.0, which is an extra card in this deck. It's like you're coming back to each other, maybe for the first time in this life or again in this life. You're coming back to each other with a fresh perspective on what it means to be in a relationship, what it means to be a couple, what it means to be equal, um, to collaborate, to compromise, right? There's this new perspective with the Two of Wands coming in here. And I think both of you, if this resonates for you, because this is more specific, it's like both of you had a lot of time to sort of focus on what it is that you want, to daydream about the type of person that you want. And maybe, or this could be about you manifesting and wanting and like scripting out and manifesting a new partner. And you're trying this time to make it stick, I'm hearing, or this time to come at the manifesting of this partner, or come at this relationship in a different way. Three, okay, yeah, Three of Pentacles. I just saw 24 on the timer. So this is like collaboration, working together. Like, how are you going to work together in order to make this connection, this relationship, either whether it's business or friendship or an intimate partner? How are you going to work together this time, um, collaboratively? Right? It's not just going to be one person, doing all the work. This is like two people coming together who are in it together and working together, and like where your strengths end and that person's weaknesses. What am I trying to say? Like, all you have all the strengths that that person lacks, and they have the strengths that you lack. You know what I mean? Like, you're a perfect balance, in union and unison together, right? And you have what each other needs, and you're able to work together. With the Fool 2.0, this just gives me this feeling like you're coming at this again with this person after a bit of a break. You guys took a break or something, took some time away from each other. You focused on your own needs, your own well-being with the Nine of Cups there. You've been daydreaming a little bit, kind of focusing on, okay, what do I really want in a new partner? What do I want in my life? What do I dream of? What's important to me? Sort of daydreaming about somebody. And then it's like the universe is bringing you this person, whether it's somebody that's coming back around or somebody that is new, but with a fresh perspective on what it means to be in a relationship and what it is that you're looking for. And you're a little bit more focused with the present moment sort of card over here, right? Being present. You are a little more present in your body with yourself in this moment in time, in this segment, in your reality in this life. And because you're present in this moment, you have this really good understanding of who you are and what you want and what you're worthy of and what you deserve. And you don't feel bad about asking for it or wanting it. You've come to this realization that, like, yes, I really want and am worthy of this type of relationship. I want and I'm worthy of this type of career. I want and I'm worthy of, this lifestyle, whatever that is, right? There's so many different ways to look at these messages, but there is a specific message specifically about somebody from the past returning, um, or the two of you kind of returning together. It's not necessarily that they're coming back and like pleading for you for forgiveness and whatever. This is like, okay, you guys separated for a little while in order to get some fresh perspective, in order to take care of your own personal needs a little bit, and then and reflect and rest and rejuvenate yourself, and then coming back with a fresh perspective, and with the ability to compromise and work with somebody else in a different way, um, that's mutually beneficial. And it's going to feel, yeah, like this is something that you're definitely manifesting and working towards, or you have been working towards that. And so I just put the manifesting card over here in this like gap over here, and it's on top of the Ace of Pentacles. So you're definitely manifesting this like reward, and you're getting rewarded by spirit, source energy, the universe, God, for your efforts, for your integration work, for the healing work that you've been doing, for the self-assessment that you've been doing, from the introspection that you've been working on, and the neuroception, even like observing your surroundings and like integrating your surroundings into yourself. Like, you've been doing so much work on yourself, and you're being rewarded for it because you're extremely focused now on exactly what you want. So yes, you've been daydreaming and manifesting and kind of, taking care of yourself, focusing on your own needs, focusing on the present moment, um, having faith and taking a leap of faith, defending and like really standing your ground, knowing what you deserve, knowing what you want, not backtracking, not giving up, right? Not defaulting back to old conditioning and old programming, not letting other people sway you from what it is that you want to do. And then with all of that, you've been tested over and over and over again, and you're going to be getting exactly what it is that you want. Maybe not in the way that you thought you were going to get it, but at the end of the day, you are getting exactly what you want. And then here's the Knight of Cups, some sort of an offer coming in for you, um, potentially a love offer. Queen of Cups. Oh yeah, the Star. And the Star can also talk about reunion, resurrecting something. Um, I'm hearing resurface, resurfacing, like somebody's resurfacing. This was at the bottom of the deck. So this is something that you've been hoping for, wishing for. I feel like some of you might not even have been talking about it very much. If this is somebody or a partnership or a relationship or something that, um, or even a business offer, right? If this is something that not everybody in your circle of influence believes in or thinks is best for you, but you feel like it's good for you, so you haven't really been talking about it. I feel with the Star card, it's almost like you've been wishing for it, but in secret. That you haven't been really talking about it or telling a lot of people that this is something that you've been wanting and hoping for. With the Knight of Cups to the Queen of Cups, though, this is a love offer. I didn't go through the signs. Virgo, a lot of cups. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Yeah. I just like these came out. I don't want to go through them too much, but I think it's like there's the Lovers card here. The Lovers, Four of Wands. I'll just like quickly. Three of Swords, Emperor, Wheel of Fortune. So you're in alignment. This could be a twin flame connection with the Knight of Cups to the Queen of Cups. We have two of the same suits, so Knight of Cups, Queen of Cups. This is somebody coming in with a love offer, possibly an Emperor, divine masculine energy, wanting almost marriage, wanting a real commitment with the Four of Wands here, really seeing you as their divine counterpart. With the Lover's card as well, it's also a twin flame divine counterpart card. It also talks about choices, right? And in the upright, it's aligned choices, being aligned with your soulful self and making choices from that energy, from that space. With the Wheel of Fortune, things are shifting and changing with this Emperor, or this Emperor has really been shifting and changing within themselves, or this person is really growing into an Emperor. With the Knight of Cups there, they could have been somebody who wasn't very serious in the past, and now they're very serious about you. They want to show you how serious they are about you. And again, take this as it resonates and where who you are in this whole situation. The Knight of Cups, Queen of Cups. I do see this as a divine counterpart connection, though, that's coming back around. And you'll know if you are a twin flame divine counterpart connection, you'll know the like back and forth runner chaser dynamics, and you've been going through that for years probably. And this time, this time around, though, I'm seeing for a lot of you, this time around, it's serious and it's here to stay and it's stable. And this is something that you guys had to separate in order to come together, in order to be able to work together in the way that you are going to be working together in life, partners in crime, right? Um, you had to separate in order for both of you to grow. And maybe you've gone back and forth a few times. Like maybe you've been together, separated, and come back together, separated, right? That's possible as well. Yeah, but you've manifested this connection, this love, whether it's a divine counterpart, a twin flame, or just a soulmate connection. Not just a soulmate. We also have the Two of Cups here. So we have the Knight of Cups, Queen of Cups, Two of Cups, the Four of Wands, the Lovers card. We're just, I mean, we have the Emperor. We're just missing the Empress. I'm sure if I kept shuffling, we'd get the Empress too. So I think that yeah, in the next 30 days or so, that this person is going to be coming back around, or you're going to be having some sort of a conversation, or something is going to be revealed to you, or you're going to take a leap of faith with this person. Um, and you might find that you have to defend this connection if it is a twin flame connection, and this is somebody with a Three of Swords here that caused you a lot of pain, or you caused each other a lot of pain. There's a lot of betrayal and hurt and sorrow and regret and just feeling really bad about where you ended things. And other people in your circle, your family, might see you coming back together with this person and might question it with the Seven of Swords or Seven of Wands there. They might be like, I don't know about this person. They've really hurt you in the past, or you guys really hurt each other in the past. um, is this really the right person? Are they mature enough? Are they ready? Or so some people, you might find that you have to defend this connection a little bit for a little while. But I think that as soon as people start to see that you have both matured, you are at the same level, right? Emotionally speaking, spiritually speaking, right? You're coming back together as these like more healed, full versions of yourselves. Not that you're going to fulfill each other, right? And fill a void, but it's like you've learned to fill the void within yourself. And so now you're not filling a void within you with this other person. You're coming to this other person feeling more whole, feeling more self full of, feeling more in love with yourself, in love with your life, more present in your life. And that is actually also attracting this person to you, and is attracting you to this person, because you've done that healing work that you were supposed to do in order to like come back into union, which is the twin flame divine counterpart sort of journey, which can be extremely frustrating, but like it's important for your soul's growth. It's what you came here to do, whether it feels good in this moment or not. It can be very frustrating. So that's really good news. Like next 30 days or so, you can expect something to move forward with your divine counterpart, with a twin flame, or with a person, or even just in general, just like taking that leap of faith and finding that you have more faith in the universe, and feeling like you feel more whole inside, and feeling like you're capable of manifesting what it is that you want, or you feel like it's actually coming, right? You feel like you have trust and faith in the universe in order to make that happen. I don't know, do I need to pull any other cards about this? Let's see. Oh, okay, yeah, I'll just leave it here. The Angel of Love and the Strength card. Angel of Strength. Oh, angels are with you, but also this person and you are both very grounded. So when this connection does come back around, you will feel the difference I feel in them, and how they are going to show up in love with you, and vice versa. There's more groundedness there. Your root chakra isn't so dysregulated. It might, it's like you feel stable within your core, within your lower chakras, with the Angel of Strength there. um, and even in your solar plexus, like you just feel more driven, more focused in your day-to-day life. um, I'm hearing prideful, but not in a negative way. If you look at the lion there, a lion pride, there's like feeling this sense of pride for being with this person after everything that you've both been through together and separate. Um, there's a sense of us against the world. We can conquer anything. When I say prideful, that's what I mean. Like having pride in this person, in this partner, and also in yourself, feeling a lot of love for yourself. And the two of you together, and even just you just now, and that's why this is manifesting into your life, you just feel love. You exude love and compassion into the world. And this person exudes strength, right? And vice versa. Like you both exude this like sense of strength and inner power and stability, um, groundedness, but also love and compassion. It's this perfect balance. Symbiosis, is that the word? And the thinking man at the bottom, right? I think this person is really thinking about you a lot. Yeah, they're thinking about you. They want to communicate with you. We got envy, walking away, and um, fifth chakra, Archangel Gabriel, which is the Vishuddhi or like throat chakra, communication. So this person is walking, as I was talking about this person and how they're thinking about you a lot. They want to communicate with you, and they're walking away from some sort of envious or jealous person or situation, or even walking away from feeling like an outsider with the envy. With this card, you see this figure, this dark figure, kind of looking at this castle and like cornucopia village that they're an outsider in. It's like Maleficent, that envious who Maleficent who wasn't invited to like Aurora's baptism or birth celebration, and then cursed everybody because they felt so bad about themselves. This person is walking away from feeling like an outsider or walking away from envious type people in their life, people that were maybe holding them back and envious and jealous of them, and so they kind of gave them misinformation or like lied to them or gave them bad advice or whatever, like just like really tried to keep them hold them back because they were really jealous of this person. But it can also be that they're walking away from feeling envious about, being an outsider in your life or being an outsider in the world or something. But there's just this walking away from that energy, whether it's within them or within other people and their surroundings or both. But they definitely want to communicate that with you. So that's really beautiful, you guys. I love it. Any other cards? Do I want to pull any other cards? I don't think so. I think that's pretty good. Spirit wants me to do 4 different groups today, so I'm going to do those. But anyways, that's not for you. I don't know why I'm telling you that story. Thank you for being here. If this video resonated, if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, comment below, let me know, subscribe if you're not already subscribed so we can stay connected. And if you're ever interested in a personal spiritual coaching session with me or in a tarot reading, then all that information is on my website. To purchase it, you can go to my website, and the link to get there is in the description box below. I look forward to connecting with you next time. Have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye. Pile number 2. Where is it? All right. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. You chose card number 7. It is safe to surrender to the good feelings. The lover. Ooh, Aphrodite, passion, abundance. Abundance? So the next 30 days, abundance, maybe a new lover, Aphrodite, passion, a lot of passion, a lot of fiery energy, a lot of like intimacy. Your heart is just like open. 7. I always, when I see the number 7, I think of jackpot, like 777. like you've hit the jackpot. It is safe to surrender to the good feelings. Like things are going really well. I feel like maybe for a long time, maybe 2023 was hard and the years before that were really hard. And things have been slowly getting a little bit better for you over the last few months. And you're feeling a little worried that the bottom's going to come out from under you because you're not used to things going really well. You're not used to feeling this good for so long. And you're worried that like something bad's going to happen, which is a very natural part of being, a trauma survivor or like addicted to chronic stress, right? When we experience a lifetime of chronic stress, our nervous system gets so used to that stress. And when you have these periods of calm and joy and love and sensuality and like feeling good for a really long period of time, we can start to wonder and question the feeling of good, question the fact that things are going so well, question not necessarily our worth, but like, okay, when's the shoe gonna drop? When am I gonna have to step into or jump into fight flight mode? Like, when am I going to have to do that? When's my body going to react that way? And so it can be very destabilizing, especially as you're getting used to feeling good for long, extended periods of time. And that's normal and natural. So don't worry so much about that. I'm also with the number 7 is the chariot card number. With the lover is number 6, the lovers in the tarot. But with number 7 is the chariot. So it's like things are moving at a really good pace. Things are moving forward. You're victorious, especially when it comes to feelings of love and passion, Aphrodite energy, abundance. Like things are just pouring into your life. And you're like, your heart. Look at this figure's. Look, I'm just looking at the card here. Look at this figure's heart. It's like ET, like the ET heart. Home, 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 home. You know when ET is like in the bag and he's like everybody thinks that he's dead and the bag is like zipped up and he's all white and whatever. And then the brother or the sister see the flower and it's like come back to life and like his heart starts beating again and he's just like home, 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 like he's just so excited that like home has heard him. Home is calling. Home, oh my god, I'm getting spirit tingles. Like he's been calling home for so long and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting until the point where he's like dead. Like I can't wait any longer. It's over. Like I'm done waiting. I can't wait anymore. And that's the moment of detachment when things start to pour in. And you've reached that moment of detachment. And so things are pouring into your life and you're like, oh my God, where's this all coming from? Ooh, I can't tell you. You guys, I recorded, I think I told Pal one. I recorded so many times today and I didn't post anything. Like I just couldn't get into the groove. It just felt, I was reading the cards and I was like, yeah, with the message, but I just couldn't feel good about it. Oh my God, a message of love is coming. Home is calling. Look at, okay, Page of Swords and the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. 3 of Swords underneath of that. So it's like, I'll keep the Ace, or should I, that was at the bottom of the deck. They want me to take it out. So I'm going to put it out and put it under the Page of Swords. There's a message of love coming in. 5 of Swords popped out. I don't know, I get such a good vibe. I don't know what the 5 of Swords is. I'm going to put it over there and just sort of like hang on to it and see where that's going to fit in. Ugh. This table is brass, so forgive me if the mic picks up the shuffling noise. Here, maybe if I do it like. Did you guys just see that? What do I do? That didn't work. Somebody is like, oh, oh my goodness. All that and the stars like all by itself over there on the floor. I'm just going to point it out. You're nervous. I don't think this is somebody else. This is like this energy is like you being really nervous. Swords, trip me out. Trip me up. Look it, I can't even shuffle. I can't even shuffle, you guys. Ah, Knight of Wands. Oh my God. Well, we're talking about passion. Yeah, passion, Aphrodite energy, abundance. It is safe to surrender to the good feelings. This could be even like an intimate experience with somebody, right? After they've maybe if they're, I don't know, with the ET story, it's like maybe they're coming home and they've been gone for a long time, like maybe on a business trip, or if they're in the military or something and someone's coming home after being gone for a long time, and and there's some like passionate stuff coming your way. I don't know. I just saw in my mind's eye. I had to double check on the cards to see if it was there, but I just saw the like squirt emoji. We're not going to get into it, but I just saw it and I'm like, okay, I do think that that's happening. So for you, if it's been a long time or if somebody's been gone for a long time, there's like some sort of passion, definitely with the lover card and Aphrodite energy. And it's like this person is ready, eager to please. I'm hearing they're like eager to please, willing to please, wanting to please, like making up for lost time. I'm hearing, oh my God, you guys. Queen of Pentacles. We have the Judgment, Queen of Pentacles. Judgment, Queen of Pentacles. What's that? Knight of Wands in reverse. Oh, I'm so confused because the Five of Swords came out and there's like all this really great, passionate, intimate, abundant Aphrodite energy, right? That you're in, that you're going to be in the next 30 days or so. So we're looking at the next 30 days. You might be thinking about, like, thinking, you're crazy. This is not going to happen. I'm feeling this knot in my stomach right now, in my solar plexus. Like, is nervousness. Like, it's like you want this thing to happen, this moment, but you're so incredibly nervous about it that like I can't help but feel like you just feel so nervous. What's happening here? The Judgment, Queen of Pentacles, King of Wands in reverse. We have the Judgment, Queen of Pentacles all together. King of Wands in reverse with the Five of Swords. Hierophant. A higher level of commitment. Now I'm just curious, you guys. King of Pentacles. What's this Judgment? Emperor. Emperor. Oh, let me show you. Emperor, the Judgment with the Queen of Pentacles, Knight of Wands in reverse. Okay. So this is a very specific message for somebody, for some of you. Let me just. Okay. Somebody, I think, for some of you, not everybody. Okay, so let's start from here, just because this is for the general population, everybody. In the next 30 days, you're going to be experiencing a very passionate moment or moments with somebody, and you're going to feel like Aphrodite. Like they're going to treat you like that, like Aphrodite, like you are going to exude that energy, passion, love, abundance. You're going to feel good. It's going to be a little bit scary. You're going to wonder, like, is this the tip of, what's, is this just the tip of the iceberg? What's under the, what's under the water? like when's the other shoe going to drop? Like you might, there's a little bit of fear there, and there's a lot of nervousness when it comes to reconnecting or connecting with this person. Whether this is a new person or an old person, I don't think it really matters here because we have the Ace of Cups, so it could be new, right? There's definitely some healing communication with the Page of Swords. This is about like, oh, when I saw the Page of Swords, we were talking about like phone home, like ET. So it's like this person has answered the call, whether you know them from the past in this life or from a different life, or or it's just like the universe granting you this person, right? It doesn't really matter. I don't think. I think what matters the most is that there's a lot of healing, loving energy with the Ace of Cups here. It could be that somebody from the past, you guys are going to communicate and they're going to, you're going to have a really good conversation that's going to be very healing, and it's going to make you realize how much passion you guys have for each other, right? With the Knight of Wands here, there's going to be this spark that's going to ignite, like it's never ignited before with anybody else or with this person in the past. Like it's going to feel new. So even if it is somebody from the past, this is going to feel like a new connection. It's going to feel like they're going to present themselves differently and you're going to present yourself differently. It's just going to be different. So it just feels like a brand new connection. But this in the middle here is tripping me up because it's like the Judgment, Queen of Pentacles with the King of Wands in reverse. This is like this person, this potentially like Emperor energy, is making this like decision, right? Or like being called to atone with the Judgment card there for something that they did in the past. Because the Queen of Pentacles, I don't get that energy is you. So the Queen of, it could be, but and it could be that the King of Wands, like they didn't value you in the past, like this Emperor energy didn't value you in the past before. They have to atone for those type of mistakes, and they want to value you. They want to show you how much they value you, how valuable you are, how nurturing you are. Like they love how you conduct yourself. They love how you organize your home. The Queen of Pentacles is very organized. They're very nurturing, very loving. They're very they love, they love nice things. They dress very well. A lot of luxurious fabrics and colors. They might be very into like interior design, right? The home is very well organized and designed and stuff like that. So, but the thing that really tripped me up, so we have the Judgment and the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Wands in reverse, and the King of Wands in reverse is somebody who's very selfish, very egocentric, a bit of a player, right? Not a bit, like a player, somebody who doesn't care, very narcissistic, right? About other people, very selfish. I think I already said that. But with the Eight of Cups, and I had to clarify because we have the World and the Three of Cups here. It's as if with the Eight of Cups, because I was clarifying the Eight of Cups, this person is walking away from a third party situation, this Emperor energy or this person that you're calling in. Take it as it resonates, whether you're masculine, feminine, doesn't matter. How you identify. I'm reading the energies here, but this person is like they're walking away from a third party situation or from a community with the Three of Cups here that's at a distance from you. Like I said, that they're coming home. Maybe they're coming home from a long trip or from a business trip with the Three of Cups and the World card or something, like coming home from being traveling abroad or whatever. They're leaving that behind, the party lifestyle. Even the Three of Cups can be about a party lifestyle, focusing more on friends than on like intimate connections and stuff. Caring more about friends and what they think and what they're doing, as opposed to being in a like intimate, committed connection. So they're leaving behind that, whatever that is, a third party, a community, a group, people that, they're good there for a good time, not necessarily a long time. Not taking people who don't take life too seriously or don't take them too seriously, right? Just here for a good time type of energy, that are at a distance with the World card there. Like they're leaving like this distance, or they're traveling somewhere in order to come closer to you. But also they're being called by the universe with the Judgment card there to atone for the way that they mistreated you with their King of Wands in reverse energy, with their selfishness, with their um, player lifestyle. They could have been extremely condescending, right? Or, you know, thinking that they can't do any, they can't do any wrong, and putting all the blame and shifting all the blame onto other people for their mistakes, right? Never taking it, not being accountable, not being responsible. With the emperor to the judgment here, it's like, or the judgment with the emperor, they're being called to atone for those mistakes, but also to be accountable for the actions that they um, that that or the person that they were in the past. And so they're walking away from all of that with the Eight of Cups, and potentially a person, a third party, or the Queen of Cups energy, depending on who you are in the situation. They could be walking away from somebody else that that they were involved with, just because I'm getting the Eight of Cups there, and they could have been a third party situation. So it just depends, right? It depends on who, or they're just walking away from the way the person that they were in the past, and how they treated you, how they devalued you, and misdirected and projected all of their BS onto you, right? Like they're shifting that, changing that, walking away from a third party situation, fun player lifestyle, right? Friends with benefits type thing. They're walking away from whatever that stuff is, like that energy, living in that lifestyle. They're walking away from that, wanting to tap into this emperor energy. With the Hierophant here and the King of Pentacles, right over on this side, they and the emperor, they're like, they want to commit to you. They want a serious higher level commitment. They want a family. With the Hierophant there, they want tradition. Tradition's really important. They're realizing how important tradition is to them. Like Christmas, right? Like the way, like celebrating Christmas with family. Those types of things are at an age now, at a time in their life, a segment in their life, when they're starting to realize what really matters to them. They're starting to really know themselves a lot better, as a masculine energy, or as an adult, like a grown person. I'm saying him more because we have the Emperor and we have the King of Pentacles over here, and then we have the King of Wands in reverse. So this is kind of like that energy, and so I'm going to call it a masculine energy. But this person definitely wants to commit. They want to be consistent. They want to show up. They want to show up on time. They want to show you and show themselves even that they are ready now, whereas before they weren't, and now they are. And with the Five of Swords over there, that I kind of put over in the corner over there, they might you might not trust them or not believe them completely. It might take you some time with the Hermit card here. Um, you might need to sleep on it, like you might need a little bit of time to trust and to see that they are ready. I don't think that there's this with the Ace of Cups and the Page of Swords, right? I feel like you've already forgiven them, or you're going to forgive them really easily. I feel like you have reached a point in your life where you really understand yourself and the human, what it means to be human, the human experience, and how we go through these struggles and disconnects and pain, right? This could be the right person, wrong time type of energy if this is someone from the past. Or it could, if it's somebody new that's coming into your life, and you talk about your history and the way you were in other relationships and all that, right? There's this understanding of like growth as you grow up, as you mature, and like forgiving and letting go of other people's, like whatever happened in their lives in the past. There's they've grown from it. It's obvious, you realize it, and you've grown from your mistakes. You look back at your own life and you're like, well, I'm no angel. I've made a lot of mistakes. I've done really stupid things too. So there's this maturity, this sense of maturity. But you, with the Hermit there, um, it's almost like you might feel the need to sleep on it, or maybe like I said before, like you might have been separated for a long time, or both of you have done a lot of introspection. You've been alone. Both of you have been alone for a long time. Like not in a committed relationship, maybe like friends with benefits type situation, but like emotionally secluded on purpose, with intention, in order to heal and elevate and align and integrate spiritual lessons and do your own inner work, right? The Five of Swords, a new beginning. Page of Pentacles. So this is like a brand new beginning, fresh start, blank slate. with this person, either from the past or a brand new person, just a fresh start, a do over. I'm hearing. What is the Five of Swords, though, that came out and then. Oh, that's too many cards. I just want a simple Five of Swords. It came out in the beginning when I was like, oh, in that energy of what's going to be happening with you guys, and then that came out and I was like, whoa, red light, Ten of Pentacles. Oh, with the so Ten of Pentacles with the um, King of Cups at the bottom, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Did I go through this? Oh, there's lots of Earth energy here. The Hierophant. We have Taurus, Aries with the oh my god, the signs. All the signs are here. Let's just say all of the signs are here, and so it doesn't matter. There's all the signs. So with the Five of Swords, two oh I see. Okay, Five of Swords, the Hermit, Ten of Pentacles. This person feels like they sabotage themselves, and maybe you did too. Maybe there's a mirroring going on. They did for sure, though. They sabotaged themselves. They sabotaged this connection with you. You could have sabotaged your connection as well, or even with connections in the past, or this person used to sabotage their connections. We get like the King of Wands in reverse there. Um, because of past wounding, it could, and with the Emperor, this could be like them healing that Emperor or father wound, and they had to go within with the Hermit to like heal that father wound, and that's pretty significant here as well. And that's where that narcissistic player, you know, anxious or avoidant attachment issue comes into play because they didn't have that father figure to teach them how to be a man, how to be a partner, how to be a dad, how to be, respectful to a partner. Like they didn't have somebody to teach them what love looked like. And so they didn't know how to give love or even receive love. And so they sabotaged the connection with you or and with other people in the past. And they've done a lot of healing work to realize they've gone within and started to realize, oh my god, these are my behaviors. I do this because of X, Y, and Z. And I'm now ready to take responsibility, full responsibility for my actions, and show up differently in my next relationship or with this person, because now I know better and now I choose to be better. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. Um, let's get a card. This is all happening in the next 30 days. This might not be, I'm hearing above board. You might not get all of this information out of them in the next 30 days. But I'm getting the sense like when you do have this conversation with the Page of Swords and you meet or you first start talking or whatever, depending on the situation, and that spark comes back and the forgiveness comes in, it's almost like you don't even need to have this big conversation. I'm just hearing like above board, like it's above board, or maybe you want to make sure it's all above board. You want to make sure that there's nobody else, kind of thing. Like I don't know, but I'm hearing above board, like making sure that everything's above board, like there's nothing hidden. There's no more skeletons in the closet kind of energy like that. I feel like you is really important for you. I think it's important for this person as well. Patience. I think that you're going to get more of the story of their life story even over time. Patience 16, again with the number 7, so jackpot. And patience is needed in order for them to maybe feel comfortable to like share all of these things with you, all these inner thoughts, everything that happened in the past. But I do get this feeling though that like once you guys are together in the 3D, having that conversation, meeting each other either for the first time or like getting to know each other again almost as if it's for the first time because you have grown so much that you're almost different people, and so you're starting to come back together with this like fresh perspective and awareness and connection where like things that you didn't know about them before or realize or see or didn't want to see, right? It's all there, and you're feeling really good, and it's like You don't want to cling on to the past anymore. You want to just let it go because you really want to enjoy this connection with this person. You want to enjoy the present moment. You want to feel everything with them. You want to trust them. Um, you want to let go of everything that happened in the past. 35, first chakra, Archangel Michael. Like, there's a lot of passion, telling you guys. There's a lot of passion, a lot of grounding. I think you're going to feel much more safe with this person than maybe you did in the past, or you have with other people. And feeling safe is really important to you, and you're going to communicate that as well. They are going to feel very strong and supportive. Um, and it might take you, with the patience card there, it might take you some time to feel safe and secure in their energy, in their embrace. Um, and that's just a part of intimacy, right? Developing intimacy and vulnerability, being learning to be vulnerable with somebody else, especially when you've been hurt really badly in the past. Even if you've been, especially if you've been hurt by this specific person really badly in the past, developing that sense of safety and vulnerability and openness and honesty and trust. That's going to take a little bit of time with the patience card there, but it is, there is security, there is groundedness. Um, they want to be your protector, they want to be your Archangel Michael, right? They want to be that energy for you, and happy family. And they also want, and you want, and I think in the future, this is saying that there is this like possibility of a very happy family life, that very happy home life with this person. And it's all starting in the next 30 days is the moral of the story. Um, and it's just a huge blessing. And you've both grown so much, and that's something to be really proud of. Yeah. I'm hearing walk the temple path together. If and when you do get married, you might get married at a temple, I'm hearing for some of you. If you're like religious, or a spiritual temple of some kind. I'm seeing like, what are those archways, maybe in a garden. You could be, some of you might be taking like a, what's it called? I'm hearing sabbatical, but it's more like those trips, like the spiritual trips, those tours and trips and stuff. I can't remember what they're called right now, my brain. But anyway, that could be something that the two of you do together. But I'm not going to go into too much. This is just like the next 30 days, 2024. Yeah. And with that, I'm going to leave it there. Pile number 2, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, comment below, let me know, tell me how it resonated for you. And if you're not already subscribed, please consider doing that so we can stay connected. And if you're ever interested in a private session with me, or in a tarot card reading with me, uh, the details to purchase and all the details about it are on my website, and the link to get there is in the description box below. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys, and I look forward to reading for you next time. Bye. Pile number 3. You chose card 3. Oh my god, that's so weird. I just noticed that right now. You are worthy of beautiful things. The Servant Queen, divine, magnetic, valuable. Oh, you're so valuable. You're magnetic, you're divine being. Earth Angel, the Servant Queen. You're here to serve. Number 3 is the number of the Empress, too, so you're definitely in your Empress energy. You are worthy of beautiful things. And I feel like you see that now. Maybe 2023 for you, you didn't really see it, or you've been really working for the last few years. I'm getting for some of you, working on realizing and coming to accept that you are worthy of really beautiful things. Love, connection, King of Pentacles here, dedication, commitment, financial security. Okay, so we have the, I wasn't really asking. I was sort of put the intention out that like what does the collective need to know, or pile three, what do you need to know about the next 30 days? This King of Pentacles, I feel like you've been working on this for about a year, a bit over a year, or a few years for some of you. You're finally realizing that you're worthy of so much more, that you're worthy of beautiful things, you're worthy of love, you're worthy of connection, you're worthy of, like I said, it's financial security, all of those things. Um, with the Five of Pentacles, though, and the Seven of Cups popping out, as I was talking about that, as I was looking at the King of Pentacles, and the Chariot at the bottom of the deck, which is Cancer energy, King of Pentacles, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. I just want to clarify. I just want to get another card. Oh, okay. Jeez. Three of Swords. All right, let's just go. You know what? You know what, you guys? I feel like after a long time of being basically shit on by lots of people, family, bosses, workplaces, partners, a lot of betrayal, a lot of illusions, a lot of people keeping you in the dark, not being honest, pulling the wool over your eyes, misdirecting you, telling you half truths, right? Or flat out lying, manipulation, gaslighting, right? Feeling like you're not worthy. And all that made you feel like you weren't worthy, made you feel like you weren't enough, made you feel like like nobody would ever want you, or that you're not worth the effort to keep you or to be with you. And so you sort of stop making an effort for yourself. And this isn't now, I'm talking about like over the course of, a decade, maybe 10 years ago, right? This is how maybe you were showing up in the world for a long time, people pleasing, abandoning yourself, um, putting other people's needs first, caretaking, um, like being completely enmeshed with others and their feelings, and relying on other people to make yourself feel good, or relying on how you serve other people to make yourself feel good. That codependency, right? Like having issues around codependency, feeling very anxious, having like an anxious attachment issues, or disorganized attachment, even avoidant, um, that went on for a really long time, and you've finally gotten to a point in your life where you feel stable in yourself, you feel committed to yourself, and because you are committed to yourself, now you're able to commit to other people, or to a job, or to a career, or to something else, right? But it stems from finally feeling like you're secure within yourself, that you were really hurt in the past and confused and abandoned, felt so confused and abandoned. Seven of Pentacles, but you've been working on yourself for a really long time. And it's been a process. It's been a very slow journey. At one point, or a bunch of different points along the journey, you might have questioned, whether it was all worth it, whether or not things were going to move forward, whether or not we're doing the right thing, whether or not things were working out. Like you just maybe didn't know what to expect, didn't know what was around the corner, didn't know how to how to move forward. Maybe you took a bit of a break. Maybe you took a time out from whatever, from work, from other people, from living the life as you knew it to be. You decided to take a different road, or take a complete sabbatical, or take a complete rest, or a break from what it was that you were doing for a while, to sort of reconnect with your higher self, reconnect with your purpose, with your mission, with what you want to be, how you want to show up, what you're worthy of. Okay, so what's happening in the next 30 days? Queen of Wands, sun, the sun in reverse. The moon, the next 30 days. Hmm. Ten of Swords and the Death card to the Seven of Pentacles. All right, I'm going to pull some clarifiers for the rest of these cards just because I should get another deck. The Fool to the Queen of Wands. Oh, I'll show you the card. Fool to the Queen of Wands. Sun in reverse. The Fool 2.0 in reverse. The Moon. That's weird. The two Leo cards and the Fool, one in the upright with the Queen of Wands, and the Sun, also Leo, with the Fool 2.0 in reverse. I'm hearing second guessing. Second guessing. Nine of Wands, Six of Cups. And the Moon. What's the Moon? Two of Swords in reverse. You're no longer confused. By the end of this 30 days, of the next 30 days or so, you are no longer going to be confused. The Moon is something is going to be revealed. You're going to find out or come to some sort of realization, some sort of truth. I didn't get the Ace of Swords though. I don't think it's necessarily a truth. It could be an inner truth. But you're no longer going to be confused. Your fears are no longer going to sabotage you. Your fears are no longer going to control you, your decision making, your perceptions. You are going to be in control of your shadow, or you are taking control of your shadow. Because there's this like the Queen of Wands with the Fool, and then we have the Sun, which is kind of to me like the Queen of Wands, but it's in reverse, right? They're both Leo cards. The Sun in reverse and the Fool 2.0, and we have the Fool right before it. So it's like taking that leap of faith, feeling really confident, feeling really good about yourself, and then the next moment or the next day feeling like you don't know what you're doing, right? Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know who I am. Am I doing the right thing? Really questioning yourself. And you're like going in circles, going back and forth, going back and forth. And it's not so much like the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, like not learning lessons, because you're learning lessons and you see it. But there's something about feeling as though you don't have all of the answers, feeling as though you don't have all of the clarity, feeling as though something is missing. But it's actually your doubts and fears and your inner wounds with the Six of Cups here to the Nine of Wands. This is giving me like your inner wounds are sabotaging you, are betraying you, causing challenges for you. And we have the Ten of Swords and the death card to the Seven of Pentacles. So there's like delays. Seven of Pentacles can be about like a pause, a lot of inaction, just taking a look around, integrating, observing your surroundings, trying to see, this is the Seven of Pentacles is about like seeds being planted a really long time ago and just sort of waiting for them to germinate, for the flowers to grow and bloom and blossom and stuff. Um, so with the Ten of Swords and the Death card, something is really transforming. Some seeds that you planted a really long time ago, perhaps, are starting to blossom, and it's causing this major shift and transformation in your life and a bunch of different endings. It's like things are ending for you left, right, and center with the Ten of Swords, but it's all a part of the journey. It's all a part of the healing process. You planted these seeds a long time ago, and everything that's not for you is starting to fall away as you grow and as you mature, right? And as you realize how incredibly worthy and valuable and strong you are. But like there's all the at the same time there's all these really painful endings that are happening, and that's a natural part of the evolution process of as of like survival of the fittest, right? If people are not meant to be in your life and they're actually not vibrating at your frequency anymore because you've elevated your frequency, you're vibrating at a higher frequency because you've been doing the healing work, alignment work, integrating work, shadow work, you've been doing all that stuff. So as you elevate and raise your frequency, naturally people and places, things that are no longer vibrating at the same frequency as you start to fall away. And that's a natural part of the healing journey. And it feels destabilizing though. I have a friend who was talking to me about somebody else that we know, and she was saying, oh, this person, is they're so negative and this and that, and I it was funny because this person that I was talking to, a friend of mine, has been doing a lot of therapy and healing work and has gone through significant trauma in her life, um and is now doing really getting into the nitty gritty of the healing work and taking care of herself and developing that self care practice, like and keeping it consistent and all of that. And what's happening is she's starting to realize people in her life, and she's kind of looking at them, not projecting, but kind of looking at them with a different perspective, saying, "Oh, that person is so this and toxic and that." And I said to her, "Well, that person, they've always been that way. You just didn't see it before because you were at that level, and now you've been healing and focusing on your own journey and integrating and recovering from the trauma that you experienced. Now you're vibrating differently, you're elevating spiritually, and these people don't match you anymore, and now you're starting to become aware of where they're at, not with judgment, but just to realize that like you've shifted, you've changed, and now the surroundings that you're in no longer fit the new vibration that you're at, and now it's time to move forward." But as you do that, right, and you start to take a leap of faith and you start to develop that sense of confidence and knowingness and well-being um and feeling really good about yourself, really looking at yourself in the mirror and feeling really good about what you see in the mirror, you feel confident, you feel sexy, you feel attractive, you feel strong, you feel empowered with the Queen of Wands here. You feel like you can feel your light shining, you can feel your aura glowing, and then the next day or a couple days later something happens and you feel triggered, and then all of a sudden you default back to that old conditioning, that old programming, and you're like, oh my god, have I just lost track? Have I just taken a step backwards? Why do I feel so terrible after all the work that I did yesterday? I felt so good. Why do I feel so bad today? Right? And that's again a part of the healing process. It's a part of that inner wound, that inner child being triggered and needing a little bit of extra TLC that day, a little extra compassion and loving care and understanding, to recognize that like this is your inner teenager throwing a tantrum, or this is your inner child throwing a tantrum, or being triggered and reacting to a situation that reminds them of what happened in the past. And the thing though now is that you're able to look at yourself from a different perspective and be more objective about your emotions and not let them completely derail you, make you feel like a complete failure. You're going to have a lot more control and power over those inner demons, over that inner darkness, um, in the next 30 days, or you're going to start to at least be aware of how in control you are, even though you have bad days. So don't worry about the bad days, I think is what they're saying. Those days are going to be challenging. You are going to come up against a wall and feel challenged by those old behaviors, by those old thought patterns, that old programming, those old neural circuits, right? That pop up when they get triggered, when something, you know, stimulates that those old memories, right? In your nervous system, in your body, in your cells. It's a natural part of being, of healing, of evolving. Um, you know, you can't give up on the work that you've been doing, and you won't. I don't. You won't. But this is just wanting. I think the spirit wants you to understand just how far you've come, so that when you do face those bad days, not to look at today and think, "Oh my God, I've lost all the work that I've done." Look at, instead of the last week of work and how you've been feeling, look at the last 10 years. Look at who you were 10 years ago and look at who you are today. Amazing, incredible healing journey. You have done so well for yourself. You have leveled up spiritually, energetically, like you never dreamed of being this person that you are today 10 years ago. Like, I want to cry for you just like thinking about it. I can relate. I totally get it. Like, it oh my God, it's like we forget. It's easy to forget who you were 20 years ago, 10 years ago. It's easy to forget how far you've actually come, to not see the work that you've really done for yourself. But I challenge you to take a look around you, your environment, your surroundings, the people in your life, the boundaries that you've learned to set, the way you're showing up differently in relationships, the way you're engaging with other people, the way you value yourself and your time and your energy. Uh, just taking a look at that, compare it to who you were 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and congratulate yourself for how far you've come. And now it's almost as if your demons, when they do pop up, your darkness, your shadows, your inner wounds, when they do pop up, you can have compassion for them. You can sit with them for a moment, give them a hug, and say, there. I get it. Let's have a bad day. Let's cry a lot. Let's sit in the shower crying our eyes out, letting the warm water run over the tightness in our bodies, letting that tightness soften and release. Let's just do that. Let's regulate. Let's focus on regulation. If all you can do in this moment is self regulate and calm your nervous system and get grounded, if that's the best that you can do today, and that's so much better than you used to do because you used to like go and like, get, you know, numb yourself with a bunch of numbing agents or go on a shopping spree or um, you know, meet random strangers at a bar and go home with them. You know what I mean? Like the person that you are today doesn't do those things or doesn't do them as much or is able to set limits or able to say like, no, I'm good now, right? You can open a bottle of wine. Talking to my friends out there who drink wine, you can open a bottle of wine. You don't have to finish the whole thing, right? That's a big change. Like that's for me. That's an example from my life. I can now, after I mean, since having Aria, but since having my daughter, but it's like I can open a bottle of wine and I don't have to finish it. I don't feel like compelled to finish it. Or and then grab another one, right? Which that's a lot. Like that's a lot of wine. I can't do that. My body can't function and can't do that anymore. But like, you know what I mean? It's like you can do that and you can set limits. You can say no. You can walk away. You can go home at a regular time and feel good about it. You can go to bed and like rest and get a good night's sleep and know that tomorrow is a whole new day. That's a big shift, a big change from who you were 10 years ago. And just being able to see that, understand it, be conscious of it, know that when you're having those off moments, when you're being triggered, you can be objective about yourself and look inward and say, okay, I'm feeling triggered right now. Um, I, and express yourself and express those fears, express your emotions, express that anger in not like a disruptive, you know, nuclear kind of way. You can have a discussion about your feelings rather than just projecting your feelings. Like so many things. Like I'm not going to go into all the different ins and outs, right? But um, of how maybe you've changed. But I can just see from the cards, from the layout here, that you've done so much work on yourself, that you've changed so much. You're vibrating at a different frequency. But because you're doing that, things are ending. People are going away. Situations are going away. Maybe you're moving even, or like your environment, the home that you're living in, or the space that you're living in is no longer fitting. So that's shifting and changing for you too. There's a lot shifting and changing for you right now, and that can also be destabilizing. So don't forget that you're realizing you're worthy of more. So you're putting in the effort into yourself more. You're committed to your well-being, you're committed to your financial goals, you're committed to your career, you're committed to your life, to yourself. And because you're showing up differently in your life, taking that inspired action, after doing all that healing and integrative work, then things are shifting and changing. And you're kind of watching it with the Seven of Pentacles. This is also you just sort of watching things shift and change before your very eyes. Without Right now, you've already done a lot of the heavy lifting, so now you're just able to see it and watch it flourish. Watch yourself flourish. Watch your life flourish. Watch things shift and change for you, but at the same time kind of mourn and feel sad a little bit about the things that are ending, because you know they were a part of you for that time. But I think that you're also at a point where you're ready, willing, and able to let it go, and not cling on to things that aren't serving you anymore. So yeah, that's happening in the next 30 days. But I think that this is a really big 2024 thing for you. And I think you've been working on this for a long time, especially valuing yourself, knowing, feeling, and like understanding how worthy you are of committing to yourself, and having other people commit in the same way, in the same energy to you. And because you've done all that kind of heavy lifting this year, the next 30 days in this year are all about like watching as things sort of fall back into place, or fall into place in the right way for you right now. And then also recognizing that, like, yeah, some days I'm going to have bad days, but I'm going to get back on the horse the next day or in a week from today, because I need that extra time. Because life is challenging. And when you've been a trauma survivor, you've suffered a lot of pain or chronic toxic stress for a very long time. Your nervous system does need time to rebalance itself. And sometimes, especially in the beginning of this journey, or even in the middle of the journey, and like major holidays like Christmas, for me, I need to take that extra bit of time, because Christmas can be very overwhelming for me and bring up a lot of feelings and stuff. And so I need some extra time to regulate myself and sort of just like hunker down in those emotions and feel them and process them, so that I can move forward, um, with that new sense of well-being, and trust and faith in myself and in my journey, knowing that I've done a lot of the work, and that I've not, this week that I took off is not a setback. It's just me needing that time to rest and reflect and digest and integrate, and so that I can be stronger moving forward and continuously growing and evolving always, right? So that's what it means to sort of like be in control, or make friends with your shadow, with your darkness, with your wounds, and not let them control you anymore. They're no longer going to like hijack your well-being, you know, which is a huge accomplishment. Congratulations. Like, seriously, congratulations, you guys. It's like a huge, huge, huge accomplishment. So don't feel down on yourself for having those bad days. I think that specifically in the next 30 days, you might have a couple days like that where you're going to feel really low, and it's going to trigger you and feel really bad, thinking that you need to like start all over again. But that's not true. So this is like your confirmation that, like, don't worry about those days or that day. Have the bad day, have a few bad days if you need it, and then make sure that you're like getting back on the horse, and like um, feeling those feelings, allowing them to process, allowing them to release and let go, journal about them, do some yoga, get rebalanced, get regulated, and then like step into your power again. I've been using these cards, the Energy Oracle, just to kind of like pull an extra message for you guys. What's the extra message for pile number 3? Yin Yang, 22, and the Angel of Love. Yeah, balance. Love yourself. Have love and compassion for yourself always. Good days, bad days. I was gonna say like really ugly days, ugly crying days. Those days. Have love and compassion for yourself, and then move forward the next day. Take time to rest, and then take action. Take time to rest, take action when you need to. Make sure that you're always in alignment. If for right now you look in the mirror and you say to yourself, I really love you, I love you so much, how can I support you today? And this is something that Louise Hay talks about. It is like looking in the mirror, doing that mirror work, but like saying to your inner self, your higher self, I love you so much. How can I support you today? And that voice inside, the inner voice is going to tell you, it's going to give you direction of what to do that day. And today might be a rest day. Tomorrow might be an action day. But listening to your own intuition, your own inner guidance will never steer you wrong. Listening to your heart, following your heart always, loving and having compassion for yourself. Okay, so I'm not going to. Oh, well, these were the same cards that came up in the last. I don't know if it shuffled well enough, but patience, first chakra, Archangel Michael, happy family. So it's just like having patience with yourself, getting grounded when you need to, and focusing on joy with the people that you love and care about um, yourself. Angel of strength and door to spirit. You're so strong. Staying regulated, staying in control of your emotions. The strength, literally working on the strength of your body, getting into your body, being embodied is the door to spirit. Tapping into your soul, yourself, your inner power, feeling strong in your body, mind, soul, connected to source will help you connect to source, connect to your higher self, and stay connected. You know, when you feel a little like you're wavering a little bit and you feel like you're unsure, the most important thing that you can do in that moment is get grounded, get stable in your energy, and wait for that little storm to pass and then refocus on, like, okay, now what can I do? Getting grounded, getting regulated is the most important thing. Look up, different ways of self-regulation, and you'll find just a bunch of different things that you can use. And everybody's different. Everybody connects with different ways of regulation, self-regulation, which is just like getting grounded, feeling like you're in control of your emotions, or that you can at least observe them and process them and see them from a different perspective, remaining equanimous or kind of detached from it, instead of like engaging and allowing your emotions to get the better of you. Now, that's not going to happen all the time. We're human beings, and like, right, the amount of adrenaline and cortisol and the surges that go through your body when you go through stressful situations, especially as a trauma survivor, when you get triggered and you have like flashbacks, or you know emotional flashbacks and things, it's you don't always have control. You can't always be in control of your emotions, especially when they're coming from like this surge of these chemicals, biochemicals, and hormones and stuff. And you don't really have control all the time. But when you recognize starting to feel imbalance, starting to feel those emotions getting a little bit out of balance and out of control, starting to feel that rage, that anger, that stress creeping up, knowing yourself well enough to either take yourself out of the environment so that you can get a little bit grounded, get a little bit more perspective, get some space, get some breathing room, or like knowing that you need to, like, okay, I need to get regulated. Am I eating right? Am I sleeping okay? Am I drinking enough water? Like all these things that you need to know, just to like take care of yourself, because your body is very important in terms of, you have to regulate your body in order to regulate your mind, because your mind or your body can be, the way that trauma impacts the nervous system means that the body then starts to take control of the mind. So in order to take control of the mind, you have to take control of the body in advance. So that means like practicing self-regulation every single day, eating right, sleeping, making sure you're getting enough social, like positive social interactions, self-love, self-care, um, your gut flora, and your gut is healthy, your hormones are balanced, like all these different things will help you maintain an equilibrium, or equanimity, or a state of homeostasis and balance in your body mind, which allows your soul to interact with your body and this human world, this human experience, the way it's supposed to, right? When our body mind is dysregulated, then our soul can't access the body in order to integrate or experience the life that it's here to experience. I hope that makes sense. That's like, yeah. But that's just some advice, some tips. take what resonates and leave the rest. And with that, pile number 3, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for being here, connecting with me, watching this video. I appreciate every single one of you. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment below, let me know, subscribe if you're not already subscribed so we can stay connected. And if you're interested in a personal reading with me, the information for that to purchase is on my website, and the link to get there is in the description box below. Thank you so much, and I look forward to reading for you next time. Bye. Pile number 4, welcome to your reading. You chose card number 34. It's time to come home. Goddess of the sea, abundance, purification, ego. What a beautiful card. This is one of my favorite cards in this deck. With all the blues, it's giving me communication. In her heart center, there's like violet. So it's like communication through the heart center, but like consciousness, like a conscious communication through heart space, through the heart center, communication with love, but it's like conscious communication. That's just what that card is giving me. Two of Pentacles. Pile number 4, the next 30 days. I don't normally do 4 piles, but Spirit said 4 piles today. And then this card, this like Goddess of the Sea, it's time to come home, 34, popped out really fast when I was picking the piles. So if you're watching this, it's definitely meant for you. You were definitely called here because Spirit really wanted you to hear this message. Okay, 2 of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, and the 3 of Cups. Let me pull some cards and then I'll... The Knight of Swords in reverse. Someone has some explaining to do. They're trying to find the right words. Oh my god, just as I said that, the 7 of Cups was at the bottom of the deck. 5 of Swords. Someone's all up in their ego. Oh yeah, like my throat chakra is closing. Or not closing, but feels really tight. Like there's a lump in my throat, or like something's going on. They don't want to admit fault, this person. This came out reversed, but it's not the way I normally shuffle the cards because they got all jumbled up. And when I pull reverses, normally when I shuffle and a reverse, and the universe spirit wants me to use a reverse card, it sticks back in the deck. And I know that means it's reversed because I don't actually shuffle with reverse cards in the deck. The spirit lets me know when a card is reversed with the way it like pops back into the deck. So anyway, the Hanged Man. So we have the Judgment card, 8 of Swords, and the Hanged Man came out in reverse. But I'm not sure if... it can be either way. I think the Hanged Man is like either way. It's kind of in the middle. It's like anticipatory. Someone is anticipating this conversation. This conversation hasn't happened yet. And so somebody's all up in their head about some sort of a conversation that they need to have. They want to come home, or you want this person to come home, or you're calling this person home. They've been out on a journey for a really long time. If you look at this figure here, she's almost like, look at her fingers down here, right here. You see her fingers kind of gripping, like grasping. This person's coming back home, coming back into her orbit. And it's almost like she's not going to let this person leave this time. Just the way the fingers are, like it's like, but her, her face almost, it's funny. It's time to come home. It's almost like this. I don't know if this is you or this is like the universe guiding this person back to you, or guiding you back to somebody, or back home, whatever that, take it as it resonates. Like you've had your fun. This is like the universe. This is literally like the universe bringing this person back home, bringing them back to where they're supposed to be. You've had your fun, and now it's time to like finish the mission here. Like you have a job to do. You have work to do in this life, and like playtime is over. That's kind of the energy. And this person, like if you look at the figure in the boat, I don't know if you can see the like yellow, those people like the sailors or fishermen who live in fishing villages, they have those yellow rain coats that with the hood, right? It's giving me that energy. Like this fisherman has been out to sea, out to pasture, out to sea for a really long time, going on their adventures, doing their research, whatever, right? Like gone. But now it's time to like come home to finish the job. I'm hearing, or like do the work, or finish the mission, or your mission is complete, or something. I'm just looking at the other cards around it because I don't think this is like the universe calling you home, like it's time to, go home. You know what I mean? I don't think that's it. Um, Abundance, purification, ego. We have the ego card with the Five of Swords here. Ego and pride. This person doesn't want to admit or talk about. They know that they need to have this. This could be you, right? Just take it as it resonates. Somebody knows that like they were really wishy-washy, right? With the two of the two of pentacles with the knight of wands and the three of cups. This is somebody who likes to have a good time, um, who likes to play the fields, who is a total player, who's very wishy-washy, not non-committal, very hot and cold energy. They like to party, they like to have a good time, they don't take life too seriously, they're always hanging out with like people that they have very shallow friendships with the Three of Cups and the Knight of Wands. Like everything is very, surface level, very shallow. They don't let anybody get too close to them or get to know them very well. Again, if this is you, take it as it resonates. Somebody that you know, take it as it resonates. But it's like they don't want to talk about it with the Knight of Swords in reverse. They're just like, and the five of swords here, it's like they're all up in their ego, they're full of pride, they don't want to talk about it, they don't want to admit any fault, they just kind of want to be like, yeah, I was sowing my wild oats kind of energy. And like I shouldn't feel bad about that, I shouldn't be made to feel bad about that because that's what I needed, and kind of in this like, I'm just hearing jerk, like someone who's kind of a bit of, who's coming about 51 on the timer, who's coming off as a bit of a jerk. Like I don't say that word like casually, it's kind of not something that I say a lot, like a word, but I'm hearing jerk, like this person is coming across as a jerk to you or to someone you know, or like something like that. With the knight of swords in reverse is also somebody who is, can be very, it could be like domestic abuse situation here, or somebody who is very abusive or very controlling, condescending, very angry, aggressive, jealous, like very controlling, manipulative, right? But very arrogant, very aggressive, very controlling. Um, I'm gonna have to use a different deck to clarify some cards because the overall message is like it's time to come home, goddess of the sea, abundance, purification, ego, it's time to come home. Like it just feels like a very warm, loving card. But then the energy around it is like so much animosity and hostility. Like this person, it's like they went off on these adventures. It's almost as if this person went off on all these adventures and experienced a lot of negativity. Like, let's just say that, I guess, like abusiveness, toxic aggression. Yeah, I need to pull some more cards. We have the judgment with the Eight of Swords to the and with the Hanged Man there, which I was talking about. Like, is it in reverse or is it upright? It's like getting a new perspective on something. Um, what I'm hearing, this person doesn't want to talk about what they went through. When they do come home, they don't want to talk about what they went through or what went on while they were gone, while they were out sowing their wild oats. They don't want to talk about it, or they're going to be very hesitant to talk about it. They're going to try to push it away, push it away. Um, they know that you know, or they know that it's like out there, right? But it's like they don't want to necessarily tell you because they don't want you to judge them with the judgment anxiety cards, the Eight of Swords. They're worried that you're going to perceive them differently or see them differently. They're worried that you're going to judge them for and like cut them off with the Five of Swords there. The Five of Swords is a tricky card, right? It can talk about like fighting unnecessary battles. It can talk a lot about internal fighting, um, sabotaging, right? It's like the self sabotage card. It's also a card of um, like betrayal and lies and jealousy and gossip and all that. Like it's kind of this card of just like negative thinking that comes out in like negative actions almost, either to yourself, like sabotaging yourself, or towards other people. But it all stems from an internal negative bias or like inner self talk, like very toxic, negative, derogatory inner monologue that comes out in actions and relationships and the way you communicate with other people or situations in your life. I didn't really ask a question, but we've got the Three of Pentacles and the Six of Swords coming out together. It's like this person is leaving a group dynamic, again with the Three of Cups, third party situation, karmic situation, contract, some sort of collaborative effort, like leaving that to come home. Four of Pentacles to the Six of Pentacles. They might need some sort of financial support, some financial help when they do come home, or they're going to be holding back. Either they're going to need some financial help or with saving money or something, or they're going to hold back. Like I was saying, like they don't want to tell you what went on. They're not going to want to tell you what happened. They're going to hold back information. With the Four of Pentacles to the Six of Pentacles, either that or they're going to need some sort of financial support or help, assistance. Maybe because they're leaving a work situation. It could be with the Three of Pentacles and the Six of Swords that they're leaving a work contract or a work situation or some sort of collaboration that they were involved in, and because they're leaving, they're going to need some sort of financial assistance in the meantime while they look for something else, or um, something like that, like while coming home, like if they're leaving some sort of really toxic situation and they need to come back home, like if this is your child or a kid, or like an adult child of yours, if they're coming back home um, after like out playing the field, sowing their wild oats, doing whatever, right? Needing to move back home, not wanting to talk about sort of what happened, not wanting you to judge them and all that. Um, they they might need you for like support, financial support, a place to sort of like reset, refocus while they plan breaks. Oh, the Seven of Pentacles, I put it back in, but the Seven of Pentacles was just out there. So it's like while they like focus on a new plan and what their next steps are. That could be something as well. Seven of Cups, some sort of an illusion or daydreaming or whatever. Queen of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, the Fool, Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Fool. The Fool 2.0, Seven of Swords, and the Fool 2.0. Sorry, I'm just like, this is confusing, this section. This can be very specific, a very specific story that's happening over there. God, you know what? I'm just getting this energy that this person, while they like left to go on their adventures, right, to sow their wild oats, to play the field, while they were like being non-committal, exploring their options, which isn't a bad thing, right? They were out there exploring their options, doing their thing, whatever, like trying to figure themselves out. Knight of Wands, not taking life too seriously, being a little bit impulsive, being a little bit of a player, all in good fun though. It's not like it was on purpose to like manipulate or hurt people. It was just like, hey, I'm just here for a good time, not a long time. I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to hang out with friends. I'm going to socialize. I'm going to party. I'm going to whatever. Um, but they got themselves into something that they don't want to talk about with the Knight of Swords in reverse. They might have done something, right? With the Knight of Swords in reverse, I talked about like domestic abuse, domestic violence. Um, this is definitely like the abusive card. Like the Knight of Swords in reverse is somebody who is very aggressive, especially verbally abusive, emotionally abusive, um, condescending, controlling, like controlling somebody's whereabouts, what they do, what they think, what they say, who they talk to, who they communicate with. Um, like they got themselves into some sort of situation where either they were some sort of perpetrator, aggressive perpetrator, or they were the victim of some sort of very aggressive, abusive, abusive power dynamic. I'm getting that energy. My throat is closing up. Like I'm just feeling like my heart center squeezing, and just like this person almost feels sick. Like I want to tapping into their energy. I want to throw up. Like I just feel not good energy. Like really not good. This person feels not good inside their energy. Whatever the situation that they got themselves into, they're walking away from it. The Six of Swords, Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is can be similar to the Three of Cups in terms of, especially when they're both out here, it's like a community, friendship group, right? It could be collaboration, could be work, could be just like energy exchanges. I'm hearing fluid exchanges. Take that as it resonates, but I don't want to go down that road. I was channeling all kinds of crazy stuff before Christmas, and I really have asked Source Spirit God to, like, you know, I don't know how much I want to be tapped into that stuff all the time because it was coming a lot, and I just, it's a lot. But like, this stuff happens, right? There's like fluid exchanges of some kind. What I'm hearing, anyways, that could have happened. It could have been a part of something that they were involved in, right? Maybe they were, you know, going to, with the Three of Cups and the Knight of Wands, and that like sort of playing the field, exploring their options, out to party, out to have a good time. There's almost like it, they could have been going to pleasure parties. What are they called? Like sex clubs and stuff. They could have been going to those types of things, or having going to those types of parties for some, just because I heard the fluid exchanges and they're showing me some images that I'm like, that's intense. I mean, it's not for me. I'm sure there, it has its place. And if you enjoy it, cool. Do it, you do you, right? Um, to me, when I see the images, I'm kind of like, not something, not for me, anyways. But it's like they got into something, they got involved with people or somebody, and it was like horrifying. It was like it made them realize, it made them have some harsh realizations about themselves, so much so that they're kind of like judging themselves. They're shooting all over themselves, like they're so upset with themselves for that. And but it also made them realize like who they want to be, what they want in their lives, but they feel a little bit defeated, coming home, right? And even with this card, with this spirit kind of gripping this person home, it's like, no, okay, now you're home, you're staying home now, like you're done, playtime is over, you've gone experienced a bunch of different things, you don't need to experience that anymore, like it's time to come home, like that kind of like a mother, like, all right, you've had your fun, let's go. But it's not fun anymore, that's the thing. It's like this person's coming home very weary, very like, after seeing things that they, almost like it's like they're seeing things they never thought they'd see, and they've seen a lot, or learning things about others, about humanity that they wish they didn't know now. They didn't need that final experience, they didn't need that final lesson. It's like they went out searching because, like, I just haven't gotten spanked enough, I just need another spanking, you know what I mean? Like that's the kind of energy. And then getting that final whipping or whooping, or that final thing, they're like, okay, I'm done. Like that went too far. It's like I'm hearing safe word. So maybe they were doing some things, right? And there was a safe word involved. And this is, again, take it as it resonates, but there's like a safe word involved, but the person didn't use, like the person said their safe word and the other person didn't listen, and then it crossed a line. That kind of energy. Take it as it resonates, like whatever. It doesn't have to be like a, intimate encounter, it can be anything, but it's kind of that energy where somebody said no and they thought that their no was going to be heard, or they said, okay, that's enough, but then that wasn't listened to, like that wasn't adhered to, and their boundaries, someone crossed their boundaries and disrespected them in a way that was humiliating for some. Take it as it resonates, it's not for everybody. And they feel like you will judge them, or they will be judged when they do come back home. And they feel like they ruined something, like they sabotage themselves, they feel like they're all up in their ego, they don't want to talk about it, they're very defensive, even they're in this like defensive mode. But that's because they're so wounded, and they're like putting up this shield, this armor around them, because they don't want you to see just how hurt and anxious and fearful they actually are. They don't want you to see just how much they went through, and how ashamed they feel, and how sad they feel, and hurt they feel. The Chariot. Oh, right. So there's this story over here. So when they come home, They're leaving some sort of dynamic, some sort of situation, friends, contract, work, whatever, and they're going to have to come back home. When they do come back home or do go home, take it as it resonates again, like whoever this is for you, whether it's you or somebody else, um, they might need to like save money, right? They might need a little bit of support while they figure some stuff out, financial support, not in a negative way. It's just like they're like, okay, I'm gonna leave that behind, but I need to like figure my stuff out. So I'm gonna pack my stuff, but I don't have, a whole lot of extra money in the bank. So I might need some help when when I come home. Fine. And that's not an issue. I don't see that that's an issue. It's just like, yeah, you'll just for you to just know that this person is going to need a little bit of support from you when they, depending on again who, or you might be asking somebody, your family or whatever, for a little bit of support when you do go back home, so that you can leave a situation safely, or you can finally kind of let go of things that aren't serving you anymore. This sort of situation that was, not healthy. It just was really controlling with the Knight of Swords in reverse. That's on its very basic level. It's super controlling. Somebody was just like in a very controlled environment, or with friends, or with something. They were hiding something though with the Seven of Swords over here. The Fool 2.0, the Fool, Seven of Cups. They were like, there was this illusion. They had you under a spell. Or you had somebody else under a spell, or you were misdirecting people or causing this sort of illusion that that everything was cool, that you were involved with a situation that was very stable, very supportive, very loving, very nurturing, um, when in fact that was all a lie, that was all sabotage, that was misdirection, right? You were hiding something, or they were hiding something from you about their situation, or you were under this illusion that everything was cool when it actually wasn't. Or you saw, it could also be that you saw what you wanted to see, right? So it's like, you if you when someone tells you that everything's fine, you just believe them because that's what their words say. But when you look at their face, you look in their eyes, you look at their body language, you look at the messages that they send, the way they talk, what they say, all of that, you start to realize, or you start to feel like something's wrong, something's off, something's not right. But they, with their words, they tell you that everything's fine, and you're like, you just want to believe them, and so you ignore your intuition. 11:22 was just on the timer. You ignore your intuition, you ignore the signs, and you just take what they say at face value. Oh, everything's cool, you're happy, you're in this supportive, loving connection with these great friends and this great support network. Especially if this is your adult child or a child or whatever that lives far away from you, and they're like, everything's cool, everything's cool, and I'm happy, and I'm doing all my things, and this is my day, and how I'm structuring my day, and everything's great, and all that kind of stuff. But what you don't see is all of this control and abuse. And this is a part of what abusers do. They isolate their victims, um, and make them lie to their family, or don't, they might force them, but they also guilt trip you into, or and manipulate you into believing, gaslight you into believing that, it's your fault, or everything's fine, or don't tell them, or it's going to get worse, or don't tell them, or I'm going to beat you, or whatever. Like, I was in this really abusive, physically abusive relationship when I was, you know, 16 to 19, 20-ish, 16 to 20, 1920-ish. And when he would threaten me and like grip my arm and like push me up against the wall, and he would threaten to like throw me off the balcony and smash my face into the mirror or into the window, like he would threaten me in front of friends, in front of other people, like not in front of family, but in front of other people, But like when I would wake up in the morning with like bruises all over, he would get angry at me and it was like my fault. And he would get mad at me if I didn't cover up the bruises. And if I didn't cover up the bruises, then things were going to get a lot worse. And, um, you know, and you're a victim, but you feel like it's your fault. You feel guilty. Like, and it's, it's so hard to go through and you don't know any better. I mean, I was young, but you don't know any better. You take it, you internalize everything that they say. It doesn't matter how old you are. I mean, abusive relationships for me started in high school, but, and then you, and I mean, in terms of like romantic relationships, but it started a lot younger. And so I never really learned what love actually was. And so the abuse to me was love. That pain was love. The disrespect was love. And I didn't think that I deserved any better. I didn't know that I was worth more. I didn't know that it was wrong. I thought that that's just what relationships were. I thought that that's what people put up with. Um, and I thought it was my fault. And I didn't tell anybody. Like, but even our neighbors with the fighting and stuff, the neighbors called the police and the police showed up and I called the police. And this is my high school relationship or just the end of high school time. And, and I kept going back. I kept going back to the same person for years. And I was so ashamed and I didn't want other people to feel differently about me or to see me as a victim or to judge me for what I was going through. It caused so much anxiety and but anyway, that's how abusers work. They isolate their victims. The victims don't actually feel comfortable talking to anybody about it. They don't report the abuse. Like I never reported, even though the cops were called, there was no evidence and I didn't report any sort of physical violence or anything. And so he wasn't charged at, but who's to say, what he's doing now in his relationships? I don't know. I'm not going to, I'm just thinking out loud now. But I've been in these types of situations where you're like, everything's fine. I'm having a good time partying it up. And then all of a sudden the tables turn. All of a sudden, that's when the darkness comes out. The abuse starts, the isolating starts, the gaslighting, the manipulation. And it's very slow. You know, it's even hard to pinpoint when exactly it starts and where was the red flag. Sometimes you don't even see the red flags. And we can say that those red flags you don't always see because you've been conditioned not to see them through your own painful past experiences, but that's not always the case because it's so slow. The progression of the abuse is so slow, and the idea is to make you second guess yourself, to judge yourself, to question your reality. You don't even realize that it's happening until it's bad, like bad, and then you wake up one day and you're like, oh my god, how do I get out of this? And I don't know how to get out of this. And hopefully at that point you're not in a situation where you don't have a way out, or it's harder to find a way out, or you don't have as much access to support, or you've been isolated for so long, separate from your family and people that you love and who love you. But most of the time, like my family didn't know that any of that stuff was going on at that time. They had no idea. I hid it and I was a teenager and I was like already just like, you know, rebellious. And I had nobody to talk to. And nobody ever asked. I started, my grades in school started going down. My teachers noticed and said things, but in like a very condescending way. Like I had a teacher once say to me, um, oh, Kara, you have a reputation of being such a great student. What happened? And I wrote this really horrifying story for English class in grade 12. And it was like dark and like not like if I were a teacher reading that story, like looking back on it, that's a red flag. CAS should have been called. Like things should have happened. I don't know if I was 18 at the time. Maybe they couldn't have called CAS. I know I was in grade 12, so it was like 17, 18, kind of on that line. Um, but and I wasn't living at home. Anyway, that's a long story. I'm not here to tell you my life story, but I want you to know that like depending on who you are in this situation, they've been through some stuff but they are having to cut people off. The Five of Swords can also be about like is also the ghosting cards. They could be ghosting people or cutting them off, like cutting off some toxic situationships. Oh man, this is not what I was expecting for this reading. This is very different. The Lovers and the Chariot. I don't know. I'm just pulling random cards now because I'm a little dysregulated from that story and like this bringing up memories. But I want to. I don't share enough of these stories of things that I've been through with you guys, and I feel like it's important to do that so you don't feel so alone, so you don't feel crazy and alone. Like victims of abusers, abusive people feel like alone, even though it's so common. Even when you talk to another survivor about your story and you're like, okay, I'm not alone and I get it, everybody's story is so different, but the impacts, I mean, not everybody's story is so different, but like the impact is felt very much the same by the body, with variations, but like the body mind and how it dysregulates you and disconnects you from yourself and disconnects you from other people. Um, you called it though. Queen of Swords and the High Priestess at the bottom of the deck. Somebody in this situation called it. I was looking at the Knight of Swords in reverse as I was shuffling there. So Queen of Swords and the High Priestess together, those two cards together, this is like a clairvoyant, a psychic, a seer, and very intuitive, introspective, like somebody who is discerning and intuitive and can really like recognize a situation. This could be legal matters as well with the Queen of Swords. Um, Somebody who's very wise through experience. But with this Queen of Swords and the High Priestess, this is somebody who knew and could sense what was going on with this person in your life, like in your life, in this person's life, depending on, again, who you are in the situation, take it as it resonates. This person called it. They said, they talked about it, they called it, they vocalized it with the Queen of Swords. This is about like communication as well. They're a great communicator. They intuitively felt it, saw it. Nobody listened. Tower to the Four of Cups. Nobody took that person seriously. They like dropped a bomb on the situation. Drop this bomb. Mic drop. And nobody paid attention. They were like looking elsewhere. Like, oh yeah, whatever. Maybe this person or you or this person who's been involved in this, right, who was out sowing their wild oats and got involved in some sort of very aggressive situationship, community, whatever, controlling, abusive situation, right? Maybe they had been sowing their wild oats for a long time, causing all kinds of drama, whatever, right? Like just from acting, impulsively. And so it's like the boy who cried wolf story. So when this person says this person's in trouble or something's going on, you need to like focus, pay attention, there's something wrong there. Nobody believed them because it was like, oh, that's just this person. They're that's just who they are. They're just always, out for mischief, always causing trauma or drama, and they're out like causing a ruckus, and that's just who they are, and we're used to it. We're just used to the drama. 2222 on the timer. Um, but abuse is a different animal. This is like nobody deserves that, no matter who you are. Nobody deserves that kind of that. It messes with your confidence, your sense of self. And it takes time to come back from that. Oh my God. Like I can just see like the fighting, the yelling, the like controlling, the talking down to somebody, like in a way that I know how it feels. It's like demoralizing. It's terrible. Five of Cups. Oh my God, this person is like sad and bewildered and ashamed and full of regret and sorrow. I have to get into these cards over here. Oh, like battery. Oh, oh, wait. Oh my God, you guys. I think that's my cue that this reading has to end. Let me fix this camera. Oh, oh my God. Okay. Oh, hopefully I cut that part out. Mm-mm. You guys. Okay. Man, it's hot in here. Okay. I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole. The important part is this person's coming home and they might need a little bit of financial support, emotional support while they kind of work through this stuff. They're really afraid of being judged, though. They don't want you to change the way that you see them. Like they, oh my gosh. Okay. Let's just move. We got the chariot. Things are moving forward, though. Like things are shifting and changing, moving forward. The chariot, Eight of Wands. The chariot is Cancer energy, Eight of Wands in reverse. That's weird. Eight of Wands, like the chariot to the Eight of Wands in reverse. Kind of like a catch 22. Justice and the Six of Wands. So, like recognition, public recognition, or validation, balance. I feel like you're going to get validation for your, like, depending on who you are in this situation, somebody here is going to get validation for what they knew was happening. Things are going to be balanced out. Somebody's going to get recognition, victory, success. It could be that this person who's going through this is like going to feel validated and seen and get their justice for something that they've been going through or went through, perhaps. I don't want to go too far down that. Why is the Eight of Cups or Eight of Wands in reverse? Again, remember we said they don't want to talk about it? I feel like things are moving forward. Ten of Wands. Yeah, they're really overwhelmed. King of Swords at the bottom of the deck. They're super overwhelmed with what they went through. Like, it's so overwhelming and destabilizing for them. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to communicate about it. It's kept them stuck, especially with the Eight of Wands. Things weren't moving forward for a long time, but now finally that they are going to move forward. But they don't necessarily want to talk about what happened while they were off doing whatever they were doing, right? The Lovers, Two of Swords, is all about, yeah, like decision making, like being confused. They're not confused anymore. So this is about like being in alignment with themselves. Things are going to be working out. There's victory at hand, recognition, success, balance, justice, fairness, right? Everything is being balanced. The universe, like, I mean, who knows, right? This person going through what they went through in this situation, this like very toxic, abusive, controlling situation, it might be a bit of karmic balancing for maybe what they were doing while they were sowing their wild oats, right? While they were out playing the field, while they were, you know, partying and whatever. So, not just, again, nobody deserves to be in an abusive situation like that. Nobody deserves it at all. It's terrible. It's a terrible feeling. Um, but karma has a way of dishing out just desserts, you know? And I mean, that's just the way the laws of the universe. Oh, the moon. I didn't really ask. I'm not going to take that. It wasn't really Five of Cups. Yeah, Nine of Swords. They're losing sleep over it, anxious about it, worried, feeling completely unlike themselves. Like this person is getting karma, maybe, for things maybe that they did before, right? And now they got a taste of their own medicine. That's for some, that's not for everybody. And again, abuse is not cool, it's not acceptable, and nobody deserves it. The universe has their own rules, right? So if this person is experiencing karma, I'm saying that because we have the justice card, validation, like the Six of Wands. It's going to be like, oh, it's almost as if they don't want to tell you with the Eight of Wands there. It's like they don't want to tell you, now I understand. Like I got what I deserved because that's my karma. It's like they got karma for things that they dished out in the past, and now that with this Six of Wands, it's like now they can validate you or validate somebody else, and like I get it now. I know what I was, and I've now been on the receiving end of that type of abuse, and the score is settled, kind of thing. Again, I don't believe in that kind of retaliation, you know? I don't believe in that. I don't think that that helps anybody, but the universe has their own way of dishing out karma. So to learn lessons, right? The whole thing is about learning lessons. But this person doesn't necessarily want to talk about it, but they do recognize that, you know, they do recognize something about it. I don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole. Like, because again, I don't think that anybody deserves it. I've been there, I've been through it, I know how it feels, and I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. Like, I wouldn't. I don't know how people like Ghislaine, just Ghislaine Maxwell. Like, I don't know how she sleeps at night. Like, lives. I don't know how she lives in the world. Like, lives with herself, with her own inner being. You know, that's she's a monster. That's a whole other sociopathic whatever. Oh my god, I can't even go down this road with you guys. Just thinking about all of the abuse of power, just grinds my gears. You know, grinds my gears. People think that they can, you know, but then that's in like a bigger scale. But when it comes to Angel of Love, Door to Value, right? Okay. Um, Having love and compassion in your heart for yourself, for this person, depending again who you are in this situation, love and compassion, and showing them how valuable they actually are, showing yourself, like believing that you are actually worth more than what that person dished out to you, or what that this person is worth more than what they have done in the past, right? Like we all deserve second chances. For some, this person was forced into some sort of swapping of bodily fluids contractually, like there was some sort of contract, or they were forced into it or manipulated into it, maybe some sort of contract or financial promise or something like that. Um, they didn't really understand what they were getting into or the impact that it would have on them. This is not for everybody. That's just for some. Just to give you, oh, oh my god, just to give you an idea of maybe what this person has gone through. Um, and they might have thought like, hey, this is going to be a good time. I like sex, you know, like that kind of thing. Like I like that. I don't I like being in a group in a crowd in those types of things. I think that's hot, right? Oh, the old Paris Hilton, like that's hot. Yeah, totally. I'm totally down for that. But then when push came to shove, like being in it, seeing what they saw, it was like, oh no, what am I doing or what have I done? And they want to return to the temple path. They want to return to faith. I'm hearing God's embrace. Not that God ever left, but when we turn our backs on God, it feels like God turns their back on us. Man holding a coin, carrying connections, and action at the bottom of the deck, an angel of love underneath of that. And deceit underneath of that. It just came out in the sun, some sort of clarity. And happy family underneath of that. Mm, I don't know. This reading's getting a little dark. Three of Swords. I don't think you really need to know all the details. I know that this person doesn't want you to know all of the details. The Wheel of Fortune and Justice. Things are shifting. Balance is being restored to this situation. Everybody's getting what they deserve with the Justice card there and the Wheel of Fortune. Everybody in this situation, no matter what role you played, you're getting your karma, good, bad, whatever. That's what's happening right now. There was deceit, there was dishonesty, there was betrayal, abuse with the Three of Swords there, and like physical, essay abuse. Like while somebody was sleeping, even like, oh my god. Ace of Wands, just as I was saying that, Ace of Wands, something happened to somebody while they were sleeping. I'm seeing, could also be that somebody was just really was lied to, was deceived, somebody like, betrayed somebody else for somebody else, like, or there's like this, somebody was tricked into doing something by somebody, a caring connection, right? Somebody pretending to love them, like a Romeo type energy. Somebody's pretending to love them and care for them. Meanwhile, they were like actually trying to manipulate them and use them and deceive them for their own gain. A lot of cards. It doesn't have to be so dire, right? Like I do see with the Three of Swords, and then as I was saying, like something was happening to somebody when they slept or while they were sleeping, and then the Ace of Wands came out, and that's like yeah, like somebody was, or they were given something, right? they were drugged and then something happened to them while they were sleeping. Like stuff like that happened. I'm hearing party. It could have been at a party. They could have witnessed, somebody could have witnessed something happening at a party where somebody was doing something to somebody, like somebody was drugging somebody. And you know what I mean? Like, or they might have known that somebody was doing that to somebody else, right? Like they were a part of it by association, or they knew it was happening. They were complicit. Like there's that kind of stuff, like that kind of energy going on. It doesn't have to be that specific, but like that kind of an energy in this, in these groups, the star and temperance, caring connections, and the star. There's some sort of reconnection though. This person, yeah, which is like this person coming home in order to heal with the temperance. Temperance is also about patience. You're going to have to be patient with this person, or patient with yourself if you are this person. And focus on healing, focus on your faith, having faith again, having faith in yourself, having faith in the divine. Four of Cups. It's about maybe holding back a little bit, feeling unworthy, feeling like what you went through made you unworthy, or what this person went through makes them feel like they're tainted almost, like they were lured into something. This card is tricky. I love the picture on it. It's like these cups that are leading somebody down this dark hallway. Somebody was lured into something, but can also, the Four of Cups is also about rejection, feeling rejected, feeling like they're not good enough, but or feeling dissatisfied, feeling like just unfulfilled, and with what they have, not really feeling ungrateful, or not tapping into gratitude, or they need to tap into gratitude. But in that particular card, it's like they were lured in, but lured in with the promise of fulfillment, the promise of love, the promise of affection, the promise of dreams coming true, but those dreams not being fulfilled, those promises not being fulfilled, or not being what they thought, kind of thing. Eight of Swords, anxious, and it made them anxious. Like I probably shouldn't go like continuously go down this. The Hermit, yeah, this person's gonna need some time to themselves to heal. The Hermit card there, to integrate, to reconnect with themselves. They might need to be isolated for a long time. They might seclude themselves away a little bit for a little while. If you're wondering what's going on with them. Okay. There's so many moving parts. There's like at least three or four people that I'm reading these cards for. So take it as it resonates, because I'm kind of looking at the different people, observing the situation, like at least three or four people who are involved in this. So take it as it resonates, because I'm kind of jumping around to different viewpoints. Page of Swords. I was asking about the Deceit card, and the Page of Swords came out. So it's like learning, or being lied to, or hearing about something, like learning about something, some sort of deceit, something happening behind your back. You're learning about it. This person might be learning about it. They found out something that was going on behind their back, like, for witnessing. I'm hearing witness, maybe witness something. The Tower, Two of Swords. When I was talking about somebody witnessing something or hearing about some sort of a deceit. The Tower, Two of Swords. If they were confused before, they're not confused anymore. Or if you were confused about what was going on with this person, you're not confused anymore. Or you're not going to be confused anymore. You're going to hear something you might find out about in the okay, so this reading was about like the next 30 days into 2024. Like, what do we need to know? What do you need to know? And I think that you might hear about some sort of a deceit, betrayal, something happening to somebody. It's going to cause a tower to you, to your stability, your emotional, physical stability, even. And maybe you were confused before about what was going on with this person, but you're not confused anymore. Or it might cause a little bit of confusion at first because you're going to be like, I thought everything was cool. I thought everything was fine. And then you're going to find out that it wasn't fine, that they're not okay, and that these things all happened to them. And at first, it's going to rock you, it's going to rock your world. But then I think you're going to settle into a state of compassion, right? And understanding about why this person was gone out of your life for so long, why you guys weren't communicating, why they betrayed you, why they were hiding things, why they weren't communicating. You're going to understand. And with the Eight of Pentacles here and the Judgment, um, you're going to work through it together. I think feel like you, I'm talking to either, a parent or, somebody who loves and cares for this person, it's like you're gonna come back to this person and say, like, okay, we can work through this together. Knight of Swords. Yeah, like a Knight of Swords can be in the upright with the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck, committed to being supportive. The Knight of Swords in the upright is like the knight in shining armor, someone coming into the rescue, really wanting to help, wanting to work through something, wanting to communicate, a very good communicator, determined to work through something with this person. Now that you have clarity, now that you have understanding, at least like perspective, and it's not all in the shadows anymore. Like now that the truth is out, or you can talk about it openly, now you can begin the healing work, the work on overcoming, the work on moving forward together. I'm hearing as a family, but it might not be like, take that as it resonates. As I said, that the Lovers, the King of Swords, and the Two of Cups. Like you're going to have, is that all? Yeah. You're going to have so much compassion for this person, so much love, honesty, clarity. I think this person or you or whoever has clarity about you now, or about somebody that maybe they left behind, or someone that they weren't committed to in the past, right? Because we saw that sort of player going to sow their wild oats kind of energy. And it's like now that they went through this stuff, they can show up in a different way, in a connection with somebody, understanding like, oh, this is what love is supposed to be. This is what safe love feels like. This is what commitment is supposed to be, and why it's important and why I want it. Or, like being in alignment with the two of you, because we have the Two of Cups and the Lovers here, which can be about like a divine counterpart connection. This is about people, the two of you, because the King of Swords is in the middle. So I think the two of you growing and being very wise through experience, very discerning, understanding, um, clear thinking, very direct and honest and open and vulnerable, and in a relationship, and finally being in alignment with each other, or being able to be in alignment with each other, because now there's this like newfound sense of understanding, um, about like love and connection and partnership, equality, you know, commitment. And it's unfortunate that this person had to go through such a horrible experience in order to realize this. But it's almost as if like the universe put them in this situation. Maybe not, some of the bad, like really bad stuff. I don't know if if I don't know if that like orchestrated by the divine. I feel like that makes me sick to even think that, but it's all energy, and I don't want to get into all that right now. But anyway, um, I don't think that this person, I feel bad saying it, but like maybe they needed to go through some of this stuff in order to be the partner that they are going to be with you now. And it's unfortunate that they had to go through that, but they had to learn some lessons. And again, like I said earlier, it could also be that they um, are experiencing some sort of karma for things that they've done in the past. And we didn't go into that in this reading, so I can't really say, but the justice card did come out, so it's like some sort of karmic balancing. It's like the scales have been balanced, and now you guys can move forward, or you can move forward in your life with this person. And again, depending on who they are in your life and how this resonates, but take it as it resonates. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that was darker than I thought, and I wasn't going to do it pile four, but I did, and so obviously this was a really important message. It's different than all the rest, and I hope that you take what resonates and leave the rest. Don't take it if it doesn't feel right for you. Um, and yeah, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, comment below, let me know, email me. This is a really personal reading, so if it resonates, you can always email me and like let me know if it resonates and like tell me a bit of your story if you feel called to. Obviously, you don't force yourself to if it feels uncomfortable. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed, and if you ever want a personal reading with me, um, or a spiritual guidance session, I offer those as well. All of the information about those is on my website. You can go there, and the link to get there is in the description box below. Sending you and your family and this person and whoever you are in the situation so much love and compassion and understanding. Like what you went through and what this person has gone through sucks. It's terrible. Um, and it's going to be a process overcoming it and healing from it and moving forward, but there is movement forward, there is love at the end of all of this, there is success, and the cards clearly show that. And so hang in there. Healing is there for you. Integrate those painful shadows and everything that you went through. Talk to somebody. um, Work together with a therapist, like you and this person, or this person, like you and like people in your life, like work through um, therapy with others. If you need to go to group therapy, like all that kind of stuff. There is support out there for you, and you are worthy of love and respect. Love is respect. Love is not control. um, Love is respect. Okay, so sending you love and so much compassion. Okay, you are worth so much, so much. Okay, I hope you really believe that. And with that, I will leave it there, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.